Hello everyone, in today's video I'll be giving you guys the ultimate updated tier list for anime adventures, including all the new units and all the old units, which ones you guys should go for and which ones you guys should leave out. Anyways, before we get into it, make sure to like and subscribe as we're really trying to hit 5,000 subscribers here soon. Let's get right into the video. By the way guys, I did want to mention the tier list I'll be using as a base for this video being the Anime Adventures official tier list. And as you guys can see here, this does have many of the units, but it doesn't have all the units updated, which is what we want. It doesn't have any of the new units, which I'm going to be showing you guys in today's video. So first, I think it's important that we rank all of the brand new units from the Christmas update inside of these little tiers that we're given. Alright, so the first unit that I wanted to rank from this update is Ice Fang, or Ice Claw. I think this guy is insanely overpowered, especially for what he is, like one of the best units. Not to mention his damage gets nearly doubled in the new Christmas map, and because of that, I feel like if I were to put him on this leaderboard, he is a ground unit, I'd put him in meta ground. I'd put him slightly above Hidan but below Alucard and Sasuke, and the main reason for this is he is a crit unit, so keep that in mind, that he is going to be dealing critical hits 50% of the time, even more if you actually bother to put Lost Vein on him, which you should, by the way. It boosts his crit rate even further. So definitely make sure to put Lost Vein on him, and he'll be doing so much more damage than before, and honestly, he's one of the best, if not the best ground unit in the game. Alright, next we have Cream, particularly his Evo. I've heard he's an insane ground unit, however, I haven't really gotten the chance to see him, or actually like use him yet, but from what I've seen, I would have to put him in like meta ground probably, but I'd put him lower down. I'd probably put him like right below Naruto but above Shigaraki, mainly just because I feel like he's a good unit, but he isn't exactly as OP as I feel like some of these other new units are. I feel like some of these other new units are just absolutely insane for what they are. So to have a unit like Cream that's pretty good but nothing crazy, he's definitely going to be meta, but just not as good as some of the other units. However, it is worth bringing him in holiday runs as he does boost your drop rate by 40% when Evo, so definitely keep that in mind. Alright, the next unit we have here is Dreamer. Now, Dreamer's actually insanely OP, being one of the new hybrid units, I believe. And because of that, we're going to be putting him not in Meta Hill Hybrid, just because these guys are very OP. Actually, if I had to compare him to someone, I wouldn't say Guts. I'd put him maybe in like good Hill Hybrid, but I'd put him like around Gilgamesh Majin Buu level, because he's good, don't get me wrong. He just doesn't have some of the bonuses that Guts and the other ones have, like doing bleed damage and stacking other effects like that, especially when you consider that other meta like hybrid units are Guts, Ainz, Aizen, all those really insane units. Like, I feel like he stacks up, but he doesn't exactly stack up against those units. So he's going to be at very like high good tier for meta hybrids. Alright, next we have Siren, who is a support unit. She's particularly a slow unit, so for that reason alone, I'm putting her in meta support. I mean, basically any support unit can go in meta support, but just the fact that she replaces Amelia, who was previously like the best slow unit in the game, the fact that she kind of replaces Amelia, and that she's much easier to get, because Amelia is, I believe, around 350 value. Having that much value for a slow unit, most new players are not going to be able to trade for her. So to have access to a unit like Siren that basically does the same thing, and that's hybrid, very OP. Alright, next unit we have is Ghostkun. And basically for Ghostkun, I feel like he's alright. I've seen a lot of people saying that he's basically an Itachi replacement. I'm not going to be putting him in meta, like, ground units or anything. I put him at very high good ground. And I feel like this is fair considering some of these other units. We have, like, Roger, Saber, those type of units here. He's good, but he's not insane. However, he is a burn unit. Keep in mind, you can run him with something like Infernal Gaze, and you can do a lot more damage with that. So definitely keep that in mind. But yeah, he is going to be pretty OP, especially considering his 40% drop rate buff from all Christmas stages. So definitely run him if you have him, but if you don't have him, maybe not worth going for. You can get other units like Sasuke that are going to do a lot better. Alright, so the next unit we have is Honey, and Honey's actually kind of an interesting case, at least for me and what I think. I feel that Honey is a good unit, but I feel like a lot of people kind of miss the fact that she is an introductory unit. If we look at her takedown requirements alone, this kind of is self-explanatory. Only 100 takedowns. Most units take a lot more than that to evolve, so I feel like just because of that, I'm going to put her in good hybrid. She is a very easily like obtainable hill unit, so she's good, but she's nothing crazy. I feel like I'm going to put her at high good tier for hills though, so she's going to compare to stuff, for example, like maybe Boob, maybe a little bit lower down. I feel like she compares to stuff like Conan, so maybe around this range I'd say is a fair placement for her. She is extremely cheap, does have a very fast SPA, so good for shield breaking and stuff like that, but nothing insane beyond that. But still go for her if you're new to the game. Alright, now onto the units that I don't have. So first unit I'm going to be talking about is Aizen. Now Aizen's one of the best units of this update, being a 1 in 80,000 drop chance from the new stars. However, Aizen is very case specific. He costs 25,000 yen to place, being the most expensive unit in the game to place, and he does 63,000 placement damage. So definitely a lot of damage, but keep in mind he's going to cost you an absolute ton to place. But outside of that, he's a very good unit, especially considering he's a 1 placement. So using stuff like Unique on him, very good. He can deal up to like probably I think 4 mil damage when max, something crazy like that. Especially considering he will also buff your drop rates for the Christmas event. So if you guys have the time to go for Aizen, definitely do it. He's very worth it. Alright, now the next 2 units, I'm going to be kind of doing them together since they have very similar obtainment methods, being the 2 secret units from the portals, being the Dark Wizard and then the Buddha guy. Basically, both of these units are very good. I've seen a lot of people rating them meta hybrids. I feel like I'd have to say the same. Both of these guys are comparable to very low to like mid metas. I'd say around like Guts level of potency, but they still are very good units. You can run both of them and see very high success in the Christmas stage, being that both of them buff your drop rates and just deal insane damage in that stage in particular. So very worthwhile going to get and obtain those. Keep in mind though, they are from Christmas secret portals, so that you're going to take a while to actually get them. Alright, now for our last new unit, we can actually go to the banner and see that it is Freerin. Now, I've heard Freerin's decently good, but nothing crazy, being around the level of like Conan or Goku for like hill units. Overall, I've seen her in action. She's definitely not bad, but she's not insane by any means. And I feel like, honestly, I'm going to have to rate Freerin like mid or even low good to hill hybrid, just because I've seen her in the Christmas stage, and from what I've seen people running her, they're just not dealing that much damage with her. So she's good, but she's not anything crazy. If you get her, by all means use her for the extra drop chance, but definitely not worth like going for if you don't want to get her in particular. Alright, now I'm going to be talking about kind of the legacy units and which ones in particular you should go for. I'd say some of the most like popular units that I'd recommend going for, definitely Guts. Guts is one of the best units. If you don't have him, definitely worth going for. His evolution is a little bit hard to get, being that you need to do the secret portals for the Berserk stage, but overall, he's really easy to go ahead and get. Takes maybe a couple hours of grinding, but just look at these DPS numbers, bro. Absolutely insane. Alright, next unit we're going to be going over Sasuke. I believe he did receive a slight nerf with the latest like re-release, but still insanely good considering I run mine with a Infernal Gaze relic, which basically doubles his damage. So having a double burn duration, very good. Alright, next OP unit that you guys want to go ahead and get is actually Griffith. He's right down here. He's in the support section. However, he can also be up here in the meta hill and hybrid. This is just, he's very versatile. I'd recommend going for him because not only can he double all units damage, he can also deal an insane amount of damage on his own. So if you don't have Griffith, definitely go for him. He's one of the best units. He can also be evolved through Berserk portals. Alright, now the last units I want to mention are more the support units. I feel like Homura is probably the final unit you should be going for. She's very comparable to Gojo. If you have Gojo, you can basically have a budget Homura. However, if you want to go ahead and trade for Homura, she's very good, providing a time stop, which is unique to her and Gojo and a couple other units. But overall, she has one of the best time stops in the game. I'd highly recommend getting her. She's very good for tournaments and for the new Christmas stage. Anyways, guys, that's going to end this tier list video. I'll be dropping the full tier list in the comments, or sorry, in the description. I'll be pinning a link there. You guys can go ahead, look at this tier list for yourself, see what units you want to go for. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I do put a lot of effort into getting all these guides out, so definitely go ahead, subscribe if you have not already. Let's try and hit 5,000 subscribers, and thank you so much for watching. It's me, Mr. Mugma, signing off. Goodbye.